Nights are looking different in this post-COVID world. Courtney's joined by our etiquette expert with some more tips and tricks.
Yeah, in the last hour we talked to Rosalinda Randall, our civility expert, about things to expect that will be a little bit different as you're dining out post-COVID. Things from, passing the menus to actually clinking for toasts and such. But let's take it another step further. What about passing things around the table, like the bread or the condiments, things like that?
Typically, well, pre-COVID, I would actually use a little napkin to pour the ketchup or the salt shaker because people lick their fingers and touch it. It just was icky anyway. But that's one thing that you can do. You can also gather them in the middle of the table so that if you have a small group, everyone can just reach across or reach it without interrupting anybody. But if you do need to reach still, they're like, oh, please push that over towards me if they don't want to touch it or be touched. So just leave it in the middle would be great. And also, you may not find all the condiments on the tables. You may have to ask for them.
Oh, that's very true. Okay, so let's talk about lingering after the meal is over. Because I know that my friends and I, that's what we do, right? You chit-chat, you hang out, and then you get really comfortable and relaxed. You say that's going to be a little bit different as well?
It will if it's busy. They don't want you there. Remember, they're all trying to catch up, servers as well as restaurants. So they want you in, they want you out for the next tip, the next customer to make up for this last year. So if you see that there are no people there, there's just a slow evening, then stay. But I would still tip a little bit better if you do linger. And I say this at any time, if you take the table a little bit longer than usual, or gather yourselves and go to a lounge if the restaurant has one, or walk over to a coffee shop, sit there and continue your conversation.
Okay. And then here's this question that I have for you about this naughty list. The idea that the restaurants are really paying attention to who has been a little bit of a pill in the restaurants.
Most definitely. And if I can say, there's a reservation app that's very popular that people use. Now, they started an initiative called Show Up for the Restaurants. And it's to bring awareness to people of ghosting or just not showing up to restaurants, what that does to the restaurant, to the food that they allotted for that reservation, the servers. It affects so many things, especially now. So this particular app, the restaurant has the ability to add your name, label you as a potential no-show. After 4 of those 4 strikes, you're out. That app will delete your account there. I don't know for how long because this is very new. But it's a naughty list for diners. And some restaurants are considering starting a deposit. I remember a few years ago, I had to give my credit card to hold the and then they, of course, if I had to cancel, I could call and cancel and there would be no charge. But a hair salon yesterday, I was at my hairdresser's and someone canceled at the last minute. And she goes, it's a 2-hour, because they can only take 1 client at a time. It really affects all these businesses if you just don't show up. At least call, send $25. That's nothing to make up for the $350 process you were going to do perhaps. But that's something that you don't want to do. Don't ghost restaurants or any other services that are counting on you.
She is our civility expert for a reason, Rosalinda Randall. Thank you so much for your time this morning. As always, we're going to link all the details on our website, GoodDaySacramento.com, under show info and today's date. Have a wonderful rest of your week.